everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to our Carpathian countryside gameplay. Ignore the fact that we don't have a counter. I installed me some wind blows updates, and clearly I didn't activate my timing software. I'll take care of that for the next live stream. All right, we got that running, so that'll be fixed next time. We'll be going into the real show in approximately 9 minutes and 30 seconds. So hold your horses. Schultz, what is up? What is up? We're going to be talking about all things FARMCon. What did we learn today? I learned a little bit. Maybe you all know more. Because you know what? My sources were your sources because I didn't get any information up front. So I was left digging for info just as much as you all. Maybe collectively we'll get the whole story. I don't know. I'd rather get my news straight from the source because, well, I have a difficult time with trust, quite frankly. Schultz, what's up? GoldenEye. Grenade Racer, hello. Anderson Tanker is loving the big Texas map. That's great. Glad you have found a map you can really sink your plow into. You get that? You get that farm joke? That's right. That's right. I fixed my sound effects. I fixed them. Yeah, Schultz, we should all be frustrated. Frustrated as all get out. If this was the 20-teens, this would be kind of expected. It's 2023. Yeah. Being so disconnected in a connected world is not so easy. I have no idea what DF means. Sidewinder, what's up? We're going to wait until we get to the real show in about 7 minutes before we really dive into what I am aware of. Right now we're doing some contracts. I did add that, was it that Tip Anywhere mod that you all were talking about, so I can use my Gouville baler. We've got a silage contract over on the big grass field on the hill. We're going to haul grass to the baler and make bales right there at that plate. We are going to be baling this hay for a contract. We've got corn to plant. We got sorghum to plant. And GoldenEye and Grenade Racers Dutzfar. We own one. I'm going to be showing off the Dutzfar mod that we got today. A mid-graded Dutzfar tractor. Well, I don't know how many of those English-speaking community members know German. So they would have to know German good enough to basically live translate, and I'm not bilingual, so I can't really speak to how easy that is or isn't. But my dilemma on that is a modern platform like YouTube will do closed captioning live. In fact, I was going to turn it on here, but decided that I would rather not introduce the 30 or so second latency that a live closed captioning feature instills. But with YouTube, not Twitch, because, well, wow, that may be one damn popular platform. It's about as back hills as you can get, because it doesn't offer any sort of closed captioning or translating. But YouTube, you can turn on closed captioning with a live stream, so you can have German speak, and you can have live closed captioning translations into English. That is clicking of a button. It's that easy. So that's possible. I heard the internet was slow there. That's okay. I watched a couple guys stream archive. I posted those on the community tab, actually. So yeah, they had good enough internet. But at any rate, I'm a little salty, but we will get over that, and we will talk about what we know. For those that maybe haven't had the opportunity or the time to go dig it up. I've got notes. That way I don't forget things. Oh, yeah, Microsoft Office. So yeah, they it looked like they had PowerPoint up. So PowerPoint, you can turn on closed captioning, and it will do live closed captioning by what it hears in the mic. So you can do that. There's all sorts of fancy things you can do. Now, I will never, under any circumstance, ever promote Teams. I think Teams is the most stinking pile of crap software ever. It tries to do everything, and as such, it does nothing well. I have extremely strong opinions on it. Causes enterprise information to be scattered here, there, and yonder. Nobody has a flipping clue where anything is. You have conversations with people that you can never go back and find anymore. But enough of that. Let's get busy. Catch y'all on the flip side. everybody, and welcome back to Carpathian Countryside. It is July 1st, and those of you that may not know, July 1st is Happy Canada Day. So before we dive into the stream, this video is brought to you by all our Canadian farm barons. Thank you for being a farm baron and a Canadian, because this is your birthday. Happy birthday. It's your birthday. You haven't said Happy Canada Day to your friendly local Canadian neighbor, go ahead and do that. It's their July 4th, basically. For those that did not know this. Now, today is also the first day of Farmcon. Farmcon Day 1 is long done and gone now at this point. And, well, there was a lot of information given out today. A lot of information that I have scoured trying to find. Because, as I said earlier, I wasn't privy to any of this information. I mean, getting it ahead of time is very useful. Yes. And I feel as an ambassador, given the logo we got there on the screen, as an ambassador who has signed an NDA agreement with Giants, I don't think it's too much to ask to have this type of information that is shared at FarmCon, provided 24 hours in advance. It's not like this information is new. Clearly, all of this stuff was prepared well in advance and given, like normal, an embargo time frame saying, hey, don't talk about any of the machines until our presentation is either started or over. Fine, whatever. Don't talk about anything about the horse aggravation pack. Not aggravation. Well, I am quite aggravated, quite frankly. It is an aggravation pack. The horse aggravation, not aggravation, but agriculturation, okay? That is now pack 3 of the year 3, or sorry, the year 2 season pass. Apparently includes a map. We're going to be watching a trailer here in a minute. That was an announcement. We also had the announcement of, quite frankly, what I think could have very easily been an April Fool's joke, except it's 3 months too late. So instead of having this announcement on April 1st, it was announced July 1st. And that is a free pack coming to the Giants Mod Hub. All about fire trucks and emergencies. You can put out, apparently, now this is third-hand information coming from a viewer who posted a YouTube comment on my community post about a clip that I shared from another streamer that's all in German on my community tab. So I got all this information about as third hand as you could possibly get. I have no idea if it's accurate, but seriously, we can have straw bale fires, garbage can fires, traffic accidents. Well, we don't even need a pack for that. Cat rescue. In a free mod coming to the Giants Mod Hub. Okay. Play your way. That's not how I'm going to play, but okay. Seriously? Is that not an April Fool's joke? Just 3 months too late? Like did someone forget to schedule this April Fool's joke? And now they feel like they have to actually publish it? Okay, we'll move on. Because I'm sure lots of people will be super excited about that, but it's probably not me. No, it's not me. It wasn't me. It definitely wasn't me. Okay. We learned a bit more about the premium edition machinery. We'll talk a little bit about that later. We saw our first looks at the map while they were showing off the machinery, and a session specifically about the map. And tomorrow we have a session about a third-party mod possibly being Straw Harvest. I sure as hell hope it's not the emergency pack, because that would be about the massivest letdown I've ever heard. So, let's take a look at something that I haven't let's take a look at something I haven't talked about, which is the new Debreif tractor that was released today as a mod from Giants. The Debreif Series 6185 TTV. We have one. We have one on the map. Let's take a look here at our mods and DLCs. This can be downloaded from the Giants Mod Hub as of this morning. It is a 156 horsepower tractor up to 183 horsepower tractor. You know, that's the config I'm going to go for. And then we have configuration of standard or warrior. There's no option. It's warrior. That's what we're going to go for. Now, we got a ton of tire options. And I have to say, I actually like these tire options. We have Trelleborg standard wheel weights, right? Wheel weights. Of course, we got wide tires, wide with weights. We got rear twins, twins all around. Then we have narrows, and these narrows are actually respectable. They're not like little toothpicks. Kind of like those. I can deal with those. Then we move on to Michelin. We have standard. Oh, sorry. We have standard Michelin tires. Wheel weights, wide tires, wide with weights. Guess what? Rear twins, twins all around. And Michelin narrows. We don't see narrows much on Michelin. We have Continental standard wheel weights. Guess what? Wide, wide with weights, rear twins, twins all around, and narrows. I kind of like the Continental narrows. Midas, right? We have Midas Touch. Standard wheel weights, wides, wides with wheel weights, rear twins, twins all around, and for the very first time ever, narrow Midas tires. And those look rather nice too. I don't think I've ever seen narrow Midas tires. BKT, we have standard. Oops, sorry. Standard wheel weights, wide, wide with weights, rear twins, twins all around. BKT narrow tires. We have front loader attachment, Quickie or Hauer. We have, then if we pick warrior configuration, all right, we can have black. Oh, we can have green and black. Are you ready for this? Java green. For you, those of you that like a little shine. Or matte green. Oh, I went with this one. I went with this one. Or full on black. Rim color, gray or black. I went with matte green and black. That's the config I went with. $149,500. There she is, people. There she is. We're going to be using this here in a little bit. Flashy beacons. All right. Something else I want to show is, hold on. So we have the Dude's tractor. That is right here. Right here at the Giants Mod Hub. There you go. Available for download right now, all platforms. But what I also wanted to show was the Horse Aggravation pack. Those of you that's played Farm Sim in 17, we got the horse pack, this named pack. I'm not going to say this pack because it's different machinery. We had a pack named this in 17. We had a pack named this in 19. I won't skirt around this. They were free. They were free. No cost. Now we have this pack in 22. This pack named this pack. Not the same machinery from the other packs. Similar machinery, but not the same machinery from the other packs. This is in Farm Sim 22. This is pack 3 of the Year 2 Season Pass. Pre-order on Monday. Deliverable on July 25th. Now, I've got the audio muted. I'm playing this at 5 or at half speed. All right, so we're playing this at 0.5 speed. And we're going to pause it throughout here because I'm going to show some stuff off that I saw. So here we got 14 things, I think, coming in this pack from seeing a screenshot of the slide at Farmcon. So we've got a horse seed hopper in the front. We've got the piping. Then we have a planter in the back. So that's 2 of the 14 things. That's a... So now we have a seeder that folds out. So that's 3. Here we have a... this does shallow cultivation. Stubble cultivation. See the texture. So that was 4 things. Right there. That's the, is that the thing that we saw falling down? I think it is. All right. So here we have the weeder. Here we have a planter with the seed hopper. That's going to be part of the pack. Oh, just see that. So this is a hoe. All right. Not the type that you would rent. But this is a hoe. And look, do you see that? It's shifted. We definitely didn't have this pack, this in 19. So it shifted because it wasn't right between the lanes. And now it's going to go in weed. Now we have this massive weeder. Here we have a larger seeder. It folds out. I think it's wider. Right? We had something like this in the 19 and 17 pack. So that's the Horsch Agro Star or something. Yeah, I think in real life it's more of like a I don't know what it does. So there's the seed hopper. There's the planter. We get multiple seeders. We're going to see multiple size seeders here in a minute. So we saw a seeder that has 2 seed and fertilizer with a wide spread. Here we have a seeder that has a little not as wide of a spread. Lots of nice animations going on this unit. So this seeder has a single hopper in the back and this little hopper in the front. So again, I'm pointing these things out because this is not the same horse pack. Oh, wait. Oh, by the way, this horse pack includes a map. Mystery map number 6 found. It's this map. Is this the Vertex Design horse map from FS 17 and 19? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think this is a new map made of the same region by Giants because They would be turning what they said completely on end in less than a year, because we had last year, remember, we had pumps and hoses. It was not going to be part of the year 2 or the year 1 season pass because it was a third party thing. It wasn't made by Giants. So now if this map is a part of the season pass for year 2, less than a year later, it can't be made by someone else. Otherwise, they would have completely have turned tables. And I think we as a community will never let them live that down. I know I won't. So here we have scenes from the map. Everything we've seen on this is a scene from that. So there we have another kind of shallow cultivator. And it's shifting. You see that? That's the weeder. We can shift it side to side. Lots of cool animations going on there. The horse pack is part of the year 2 season pass. It is confirmed. It is pack 3. I saw a slide screenshot that showed a pack 3. Clearly, if you can pre-order, then it's not going to be free. Okay, so this is going to be a paid pack. This is confirmed paid pack, part 3 of the year 2 season pass. It includes the map. So that is the 6th map that we are going to get. Or that someone that is going to get the premium edition would get. So the 6 maps are Elm Creek, Erlengrot, Holt Rune, Silver Run Forest, the premium expansion map, and this horse map. So now that we know that all the scenes we see here are of the horse map, we can kind of pay a bit more attention to not just the machinery, but the surroundings there around it. What is this going to cost us? I have no idea. I probably won't have any idea until June 3rd or July 3rd. The fact that it includes a map, is it going to be more than $9.99? Is it going to be $12.99, $15.99, $19.99? I don't know. I have no idea. But yeah, that was announced. You can go watch that trailer over at the Giants YouTube channel. And we also have that over on the community tab. And I just realized I never fired up my music. Okay. Well, Chris, I mean, it's of the same area. So there's no doubt it's going to look the same. It's just, it's not the same map. It can't be the exact same map, because if it was, it would be a map made by Vertex Design. And given their stance on pumps and hoses last year of not being in the year 1 season pass because it was a third-party mod, or third-party DLC made by a third party, not Giants. Therefore, they can't put, without doing a complete 180 on what they said last year, a map made by someone else in the season pass. Can't do it. So it's got to be a Giants created map of the same area. It's going to look extremely similar. I don't know. I wouldn't think so. I don't think they would do that. So I don't think they'd do that. So, for example, the Grimmy Pack. The Grimmy Pack in FS19 was a paid DLC released by Giants, but it was made by a modder as part of basically winning a Giants contest. And none of that equipment made its way into Farm Sim 22's default equipment loadout. And basically when asked about it, the response was basically, we're not going to include someone else's work under our name. I mean, it would, quite frankly, they were rude in their response, in my opinion, and a bit ostentatious in their response. To then turn tail and include a third party's individual map or mod in a paid DLC that's part of a year 2 season pass with Giant's name all over it would be a complete lack of consistency. And then I have to say, can you trust anything that comes out of their mouths going forward? So we'll learn more next week, I suspect. Once we can actually get information, either posted on the blog posts or information from community partners and such. I mean, typically they do areas. Typically their maps are inspired by regions or areas, not necessarily direct one-offs. But then again, when a map is part of a pack, when the map was a part of a pack, then it kind of is expected to replicate a region. If the pack is to represent, let's say, the horse agriculture farm, that was the whole deal with the map in FS17, right? It was part of the mod contest. Is they elicited map makers to build the exact same map, and then it was going to be judged, and the winner would get an additional 6 months to finish the map, and then it was going to be published on the Giants Mod Hub as the kind of the official horse farm map. And I think Oxygen David won that contest. Then that map came back in 19 from Vertex Design, and now it looks like it's going to be coming back in 22. This time, as best as I can speculate, from Giants. In fact, if you go back, you can go back and find a playlist for the FS17 mod contest. I did a map video for each of the horse map submissions, and yeah, they were all to look the exact same as far as PDA layout, farm layout, because they were given, shots of all the buildings. They were given shots of like satellite shots of the area. They were told which parts of the area had to be included in the map. So in essence, all the submissions should have very much looked alike. And then the only difference is going to be your execution. Now, the next thing we learned about through other parties is something that I, quite frankly, cannot truly believe is legit until I see it, because it just... Somebody Somebody will enjoy this. But it won't be me. Yeah, we're getting cat rescues, traffic accidents, but so ironically during the map portion of the FarmCon event, like within 30 seconds of him driving around the map, there was a car accident. There were 2 AI cars crashed at an intersection. It got quite the chuckle from the crowd. Garbage cans and straw bales catching fire, and I guess we have to respond to calls and go to them in a fire truck, a MAN TGX fire truck, to, I guess, save the day. Yeah, I know it was a faulty traffic spot. It just was funny. Sherry, that is, I don't know if they're contracts or if it's just going to be like, you know, you're out farming and suddenly there's a siren going off and you're expected to run to town and get in the truck and go do something. So it's an emergency pack. It's supposed to going to be free, available on the Mod Hub. Timing on that is unknown. There was a session on the premium expansion equipment. We saw once again the trailed single row carrot harvester. Looked like there was lots of interesting animations as it dug the carrots up and brought them up along some sort of side conveyor, and then I guess took the tops off. Looked like there was also the ability to load carrots into wooden totes, wooden crate pallets. It looked like there was possibly some sort of palletizer that would load them onto wooden pallets. There was 100%, it looked like some sort of front 3-point hitch pallet fork that you could use, I guess, to take those totes off this palletizing machine or crating machine. They showed off the hiller that is going to be used to take a cultivated field and make the hills or the ridges that we're then going to be planting carrots into. The ridger, I'll call it, looked like it was a 7 or 8 row ridger. And then they showed off the small 4-row planter, carrot planter, that is going to plant carrots directly into those ridges. That was about as much as I could pick up from seeing the screen from some of those FarmCon videos. They did a session where they drove around the map, and I couldn't understand a single word the guy was saying, because one, it was in German, and two, the audio wasn't all that loud. It looked like we had obviously unique buildings. There was definitely unique productions, unique sell points. So we're not going to see the Erlengrot stuff or the Holt Belarun stuff just on the map. Looks like we have all new buildings, sell points, factories. There were what appear to have unique street signs, definitely unique railroad crossing signs. I think the guy was showing off a little bit of the forestry area because he He drove into what looked like the sawmill, and then just past the sawmill there was some trees. I don't know much beyond that. He showed off like a little park area with a lake or a little bit of pond kind of in front of what looked like a big church that we saw on the release trailer. And then tomorrow we've got a session on a third-party mod that we hope is Straw Harvest, right? Tomorrow there is a session on script modding and a session titled Farm Sim Production Pipeline. And my best guess, the pipeline deals with basically getting things from idea to end game. What happens from the inception of let's do this, or company A has approached us about doing that, to finally getting it in game. So yeah, David, there was a lot of information that I had to tease out of streams that a couple people were able to post from the event. They were all German, so really there's not much to really understand unless you understand German. Some of the information I'm getting is through a third party, basically a wonderful individual who posted information on the community tab, translating what was appearing on the screen and some of what was said, but the audio in those video clips was kind of hard to hear. I did post all the information that I know about that you can go watch on the community tab. We have a new Dutch Series tractor, the 6185 TTV. We're going to be using that here in a little bit. They announced Pack 3 of the Year 2 Season Pass. It is not a Dutzfar pack, it is a horse pack. It's a pack of horse equipment. And apparently the horse map is coming back to Farming Simulator 22 as part of that pack. So there's where map 6 is in the premium edition. We don't know. We don't know, Richard. We don't know. It was paid for PC only in 17. It was free in 19. Could you get out of my way? Thank you. So we won't know until tomorrow. So yeah, I'm a little frustrated that not at the information given out. I'm a little frustrated that I had to spend a decent amount of time digging around and trying to find third-party information that, in my opinion, as an ambassador, as a player representative to the community of players or Giants, I feel that in that representation form, I should not need to scour the internet trying to get information, because I can't travel across the globe for a 2-day event. Now, more power to the folks that can do that. It's great that they have an opportunity to be able to do such like that. But as a representative of the player base for Giants, and as a representative of the player base to Giants, right? I'm a two-way street here. Information goes both ways. I feel strongly that we should have been provided a sort of press kit the day of, so we could provide you information that was accurate, first-hand information, and not try to do our best to extrapolate out what is third-hand information at this point. Here we are. Here's the new Dukes 6185 TTV in matte, green, and black. And then I think I got Midas. I got Midas Narrows. Exactly, Grenade Racer, and I've signed NDAs for so many things. I have an NDA with Giants, so clearly give me the information. I've signed an NDA, I'm not going to share it out. If I do share it out, I understand there are legal potential ramifications for doing such. None of this information just showed up overnight, right? They didn't just invent this stuff yesterday and didn't have time to make it. These presentations were prepared well in advance, right? Send me screen grabs of the slides. Heck, send me the guy's presentation in German. I'll run it through Google Translate. I even went to their press portal. Nothing on the press portal about anything they announced at FARMCon. So the general gaming press can't even cover this event. Oops, sorry about that. A little F8 by accident. The gaming press can't even cover this. I feel that's a pretty big blunder. Woke up this morning expecting to see some blog posts to get caught up on. Nope. Just the tractor. I asked about blog posts in the ambassador channel. All I heard back was from other ambassadors and moderators that they're probably busy. Yeah, they're busy, but all this information is done. It could have been a scheduled blog post that at a point in time it just releases. It doesn't require anyone. Right? That horse trailer they released on YouTube, it didn't require someone to sit and click publish. That can be scheduled, and it just happened. Yeah, Schultz. I mean, that's what one would expect in the 20-teens. So that's what one would expect pre-COVID. Post-COVID, the rules have changed. Rules have changed everywhere post-COVID. So, right, FARMCon, the first FARMCon, I guess, during COVID was canceled. Then I think, you know, the FarmCon was 100% virtual with everything where it was canned presentations that were streamed and recorded, right? And then last year we had an in-person FarmCon that also was streamed with live translators, right? This year is more of going back to how it used to be. But how it used to be is no longer the how it's expected to be. So it's like at work. So at work, we're renovating an academic building. We're renovating the office building I'm in. Our offices are in an academic building. And this renovation was originally scheduled to happen in the summer of 2019 or 2020. Well, this little global pandemic thing happened, and the project was put on hold. So when we designed the classrooms, when we designed the building tech in 2019, it was going to cost, you know, something cheap, like it was like $150,000 for 10 classroom renovations. We're putting in multiple projectors, multiple screens, lots of whiteboards, touch controls on the walls to turn all this stuff on and interact with it. You know, a pretty nice setup. Well, post-COVID, that is not adequate. Post-COVID, basically every classroom is suddenly a multimedia conferencing room that has to have bidirectional video, bidirectional audio, in-room audio. So our AV budget went from $150,000 to $400,000. But that's what's expected, and that's what's needed in an academic environment post a global pandemic, so that we can continue to operate. We can teach. We can have remote teachers. We can have remote students. So a remote presenter will be able to present and see the entire class and hear the entire class. A remote student or students will be able to participate with a local class and a local instructor. And there will be very little loss in the remote experience. So in that environment, we're very much expecting, if you can attend FarmCon, yes, you'll have a great experience because you'll be able to meet people in person. There's stuff that you're going to be able to take advantage of and do that no one online will have the ability to do. Did I get exactly 24 bales off this? That's great. But those of us that aren't able to attend physically can still have a enjoyable experience experiencing these presentations alongside of the people that are live. Because in the modern global environment, information is instantaneous. It's expected to be instantaneous. Up. Oh, that's lovely. You know, we should be able to turn off. We should be able to turn off parked cars. That's what we should be able to do. Oh, we gotta take this to Jenny's. South of 39. Alright, so let's run down this again. We've got the new Stutz Far tractor. That's right here. 6185. Available over the Giants Mod Hub right now for all platforms. Lots of tire options, narrow tires in all configurations. 158 to 186 horsepower, I believe. We have announced, but no idea on price at this point, for Pack 3 of the Year 2 Season Pass. It's going to be the Horse Agro-Innovation. Agro-Innovation is basically what it's supposed to mean. Pack. As I said, it is definitely Pack 3 of the Year 2 Season Pass. Pre-order available July 3rd onward. Release date is July 25th. No idea on price at this point. The pack includes 14 pieces of machinery, according to a slide that we saw during a stream of the presentation. It also appears to include a map. So it is the 6th map that is going to be part of the premium edition. So Year 2 Season Pass owners are going to get 2 maps. The premium expansion map and the horse map. From what it looks like, this is not the same horse pack that was available as a free add-on in FS20 or FS19. This is not the same pack that was available for free in FS17. The only thing similar about the 2 packs is the name. There is a trailer over available on the Giants website. Or not website, but over on the Giants YouTube channel. And I did show that trailer off a little bit earlier in slow motion. So we can kind of get a good look at all the interesting series. Let's see how much money we get off this. So $6,000, $6,300 plus the contract. $14,000. So we're going to leave that there because I want to go verify something before I complete this contract. So, we now have a Series 7 base game. Series 7 is 247 horsepowers. No engine options. We have the Series 8, 287 horsepower, no engine options. And then we have the Series 6. This is the mod that is available as of today. 156 horsepower up to 183 horsepower. Available in Warrior or Standard. So the Horse Aggravation Pack, as I said, it includes 14 pieces of machinery. It includes a new map. Pre-order July 3rd, available July 25th. Part of the Year 2 Season Pass. There's several planters, there's several seeders in the pack. There appear to be some shallow cultivators, some cultivators that do stubble tillage. There was some weeders. There was a medium weeder, a hoe. And the hoe appeared to have the ability to shift left and right. So you could adjust, or maybe it auto-adjusted to work between the rows visually. We're getting something free off the Giants Mod Hub called an emergency pack. And I mean, if I were to make a pun, I would say the emergency is that Giants has lost touch with some portion of the player base by offering a fire truck pack where we have the ability to seemingly put out straw fires, garbage can fires. We have the ability to respond to traffic accidents, and well, when Helen's cat runs up the tree and can't come down, we can go rescue her cat when we're not busy farming on a farming simulation game. So it's clearly there's interest in this, but the interest is not an interest that I share with anyone. So I won't be using it. You're free to use it if you want. You know, play your way. But that way is not my way. So we're just gonna go and do our own thing. That's coming at some point on the Giants Mod Hub. So they're gonna include MAN TGX trucks. I don't know any more about that. Oh, great demand. I'm trying to get over to my farm. Where is my farm? Anyway, they showed off more equipment from the premium expansion as well as the map. The single row carrot harvester. I'll probably use it for the pre-release streams, but I won't be using it in real life. That's for sure. It looks to have lots of interesting animations. There appears to be a way for you to crate carrots, maybe even crate parsnips and red beets. All they showed off really was carrots in the preview. There appears to be a way to put those carrots into wooden crates that you can then move with a pallet fork. There appears to be a crating machine that'll help you. Is this? I have seen this on this map. Do cars seriously stop at crosswalks for people? Does that happen on other maps? Okay. So the ability to put carrots into wooden crates is an interesting new gameplay dynamic. We have the ability to crate potatoes now. With a belt. With the Grammy belt. So this is kind of an extension of that functionality. They showed off the ridger, the hiller, that will make the ridges or hills that looked to be 7 or 8 rows wide. Then they also showed off again the 4-row carrot planter that plants carrots into those ridges. They showed off a large new cultivator from Farsin. The premium map video or presentation. We have all new buildings, new residential buildings, new industrial buildings, new production buildings. There appears to be a soccer field or football field. They showed that off stuff. I don't know what he was saying, but there's one there. There's a park. Custom signs on the road, custom railroad crossing signs I saw. We already know we're going to get new productions with a canning facility, the ability to do potato chips, and like a soup factory. So I installed the Tip Anywhere mod based on your all's discussion that I could do this. And I can indeed do this. So we have to make silage bales for the BGA. So I wanted to use my Gouville stationary baler. So that's what we're gonna do. So that was today at FarmCon. As best as I can tell, what kinds of information have I not said that you all have found out about? Tomorrow we're going to have a presentation on a new third-party mod. We collectively hope that is Straw Harvest. I sure hope it's not the more on the emergency pack. There's going to be a session on script modding, and then a session about production pipeline, the farm sim production pipeline, which I think is going to be all about basically the steps involved in taking something from an idea and making it and developing it into an actual in-game reality. At least that's what I think it's going to be. Who knows? It might be about farm sim productions. I don't know. So Schultz says there's something about a story mode. Something about a story mode. Was that in the upcoming projects session? So we don't know, right? We don't know because it wasn't, in my opinion, properly covered. Okay. When I'll take a look at it when I get over here to the BGA. Well, there are 6 wacky kids. I agree. There's lots of farmers that are volunteer firefighters, volunteer medics. My wife was at both for a long time until she had to give it up for medical reasons. And yeah, it's a completely different culture when that pager tones, like everyone just stops, listens, and then done. They're off. She spent probably just as much time. She spent just as much time at the firehouse as she did home. But it just. It's just, you know. Okay, here we go. Career mode, farm progression and challenges. Start small, build gradually, more tools, blah, 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 and farmland. Goals, engaged and realistic gameplay, increased sense of accomplishment, importance of planning and financial management. Career mode. So this was possibly during the session where it was during the upcoming project session, maybe. I don't know. Yep, horse comes 25th of the month. Pre-order is July 3rd. So yeah, more power to the folks that could attend. Those U.S.-based folks that are able to travel to Germany for a couple of days to attend the event. That is great. I wish I had the ability to have that experience from both a time standpoint and a financial standpoint, but that is not in the cards for me at this time. But where my frustrations are is that I feel Giants could leverage me and other ambassadors from around the world that are not able to attend in person to get this information in person, to leverage us as ways of communicating this information firsthand. Or should I say secondhand? Maybe secondhand. Secondhand with firsthand information about what is going on at FarmCon. We are extensions of FarmCon and can provide that information in our own language to our own player base. And that's not being leveraged. That's where my frustration is. This thing lined up before we unfold. So the one presentation I saw, or the one guy's stream that I saw, he was an Italian creator, and he was really, he was saltier than all. I mean, he was saltier than a salted fish. Salty. Around the emergency pack. And he was basically calling it GTA gameplay. Oh, shoot. You and your... Damn it. You and your... Stupid super strength. There we go. But, it is a mod. Just like every other mod you have, it's your choice if you activate it or not. Are you kidding me? going to be a total pain in the butt. This doesn't work. Okay. Bum bum bum. So it's going to be a few days probably before we get any real first-hand information around the horse aggravation pack. And who knows when we're going to get information about the emergency pack add-on. Did I? Oh. There, now the right size. We still have an unknown pack 4, which is the steaming pile of manure and what looks like a shovel. There's been speculation, is that going to be compost? Could it be just manure handling equipment? I think folks would be excited if it brought compost in. So, yeah, I don't know. Clearly the functionality that makes a contract silage bale a silage bale is not included with the Gouville stationary balers. Be on the edge. Thank you very much, sir, for your super chat. 349 THBs. I'm not sure what currency THB is, but thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate your kind gesture. Be hot. Alright, let's go use this Gouville wrapper then. Oh yeah, we beat the train. There, the train's going by in the back. We beat the train. So, different note for different folks. Who here uses FSR in Giants FS? Who uses FSR and FarmSim together? I've got a new laptop. It's the Lenovo laptop I've talked about in the past. I think it's really awesome. But it has an AMD graphics card in it, and I was just messing around with it earlier today. And turned on FSR just for the heck of it, because I never used it before. And I don't understand it. So I turned FSR on in-game. I turned FSR on at the driver. And when I then loaded FarmSim, like, it made it bigger than my resolution of my screen. So I was like, okay. So I changed the resolution, and then basically FSR said that it wouldn't work because the resolution of the game was the same resolution as the monitor. Okay. So I changed the resolution in the game to be like one step down, same aspect ratio, just one step down of what my monitor does. And then when I launched the game, it was in windowed mode, but not filling the screen like it would if it was the right resolution. But then it never made it the right resolution. So I'm like, this shouldn't be this hard. People, this shouldn't be this hard. I don't know. Clearly I'm doing something wrong. I was just turning it on just for the heck of it to see what it looked like. Or how different it performed. I don't need it on. The game runs at 90 frames solid on the laptop. If I unlock the frames, I get on this map anywhere between 100 and 150. And I tell you what, 90 frames a second on 165 hertz monitor, yeah, it's real smooth. She's smooth. But I just don't understand how it's supposed to work. I conceptually understand the technology, right? I understand the technology. I just don't understand how it is implemented, I guess. So that is a bale of silage. That is a bale of silage. I need to make this. I need to make this a bale of silage. Hold on. Hold on as I correct a oops-a-daisy. Round, large square of grass wrapped to it. And then I want to make you. I really need to make it silage wrapped. Okay. You go over here. And now, if you didn't know how to make things go away, and this would be more convenient if I could ever remember where it is. If you didn't know how to make things go away, delete object input. Bye-bye. Goodbye. Adios, amigos. Arrivederci. Now let's fix my mistake over here. You. Bye, 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 Mr. American Pie. I drove my Chevy to the levee and it all fell apart. You know why he never drove his Ford to the levee? Because it was broke. Alright, now we're going to fix things. Round. Silage. Silage wrap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There. Okay. There. Now we fix that. Now, okay, we got to do all this work. Now we do this the hard way. We're not going to be able to do any planting today. Dang it. Best laid plans are foiled. Alright. Father of 6 wacky kids. Catch you later. I don't know. Schultz? I don't know. Maybe I was. All I know is my screen was a 1080 screen, and I had it set windowed 1080, and I turned on FSR2 in-game, and then I turned something on to the driver, which I thought was FSR. Fidelity Super Resolution. Isn't that what the FSR is? Fidelity Super Resolution? Any rate. Then I launched the game and it made the game bigger. So then the game was off my image, off the size of this monitor. And I'm like, what the heck is going on with that? So I'll have to go back and look. Easy dev mode is very handy to have, Chad. Right, there's many ways of using it. The way we used it tonight is to fix our mistakes. I mean, in theory, what we could do is we could collect grass with the forage harvester. Then we could convert the grass into forage harvester as silage using Easy Dev. Then we could unload it in the stationary baler, and then it would all work. Right? Because then it's baling silage. And that's what it's expecting. But that feels a little heavy-handed. That feels a little heavy-handed. Well, Grenade Racer, one of the reasons I got the laptop with AMD graphics was one, the price point. It was a factory refurbed laptop that normally would cost like $2,300, and I got it for like $19. 2, I didn't want a GPU with 8 gigs of RAM or less. So I got it around the same time. Lots of press was going on about 8 gigs of RAM graphics cards, and that was not really best setting for long term, right? If you wanted to play with high settings, high resolution textures, 8 gigs of VRAM was going to be something that's going to be holding you back sooner than later. So the only 4000 gen NVIDIA GPUs that had more than 8 gigs of RAM were the big boys, and they were very expensive. $2,500, $2,600 laptops. So yeah. So I got an AMD one. It's got 12 gigs of VRAM and 32 gigs of regular RAM. And now I have 6 terabyte of disk space in it, a 4 terabyte, and a 2. And 1440p screen. That's HDR. Oh, the screen looks fabulous. But yeah, it's my first AMD GPU since like a long time ago. Like back when they were AMD Radeon. So this is probably my first AMD GPU, because my last Radeon GPU was pretty sure it was ATI was when they had Radeon. I am playing on a NVIDIA 3080 at the moment. 3080 with 12 gigs of VRAM, I think. This is on the gaming system. The laptop is my travel system and my my home office workstation. Oh, PC. Yeah, I don't play on a console. You can laugh at my puny VRAM all you want. I have a smaller little bake oven than you do. I'm sure I can encode a 4K video a lot faster than you, thanks to my fabulous CUDA cores. You can download Farm Sim 22 on PC either using Steam, using Epic Games, or by buying it over to Giant's eShop. I would be remiss if I did not encourage you to use the Giant's eShop, because I am a partner and I have some nice partner codes down in the description that do give me a little bit of a percentage back on every sale. Does your HP have a discrete GPU, or is it integrated graphics? I would say if it's integrated graphics, you're likely not going to have the most fabulous of experiences. So I just want to make sure you're up to speed on that. The advantages of getting it from Steam are clearly you don't have to manage your game key. You don't have to manage updates. It all just happens by itself. If you get it from the Giant's eShop, you'll be given a activation code. You'll have to go and keep that code handy in case you ever need to reinstall the game. Now, quite frankly, if you haven't purchased the game for PC and you're actually looking at doing that, I would say that you might find a deal on certain types of games at Steam Summer Sale, and there might be an edition of Farm Sim that might be on sale right now that might be one of the most amazingest deals ever, but as a partner, I really wouldn't be able to tell you that would be the best place to get Farm Sim. But yeah, you should look, because the deal includes released content and unreleased content, and as best as I can tell, if you buy that edition now on Steam, you'll be able to download the game and all of the Year 1 Season Pass content, and 2 of the 5 packs included in the Year 2 season content right away. Overtime verified, eh? Now you're not telling me you're trying to play the game on a work computer. Do we need to have a chat about? I don't do social media. I'm the most anti-social person on YouTube. Do we have to have a chat there, Captain Kiwi, about separating work and pleasure? I've got 2 laptops right behind me. One's the work laptop and one's the personal laptop. When I go on work trips, I have to haul 2 laptops around. Well, Artemis said, but you still have a discrete CPU there. You have a discrete GPU in the 1660 Super. That's far more powerful than the integrated processor or the integrated GPU on that 4770. Discord. I'm on Discord. That's about it. Snapchat. I don't understand what that purpose even serves. I have zero idea why that would even be relevant. Instagram makes no sense to me. Neither of those make any sense to me. Just search Farming Simulator 22 in the search bar. Harrison, what's up? What's up? Yeah, I'm not a... I don't know. Maybe I'm too old. I'm too old to really understand this short form video content stuff. So, yeah, for me, I'd rather watch one video that has all the information on it that I need to know. Then, and maybe that video is 20, 30, 40, I don't really care how long it is. Versus having a 90-second, 2-minute video that covers one minute aspect of something. And then I gotta go watch, what, 10 of these little 2-minute long videos to fully grasp everything. What you end up with is a society that doesn't know jack about anything, because they only watch 2 minutes worth of something, think they're an absolute expert on absolutely nothing, because you couldn't cover anything of any clarity in 2 minutes. And it's constant comments on my map videos. The old countryside map, the one with all the productions. I can't tell you how many comments are about, I can't buy the productions. Well, you can't buy the productions because you didn't buy the land. And you know why you don't know you need to buy the land? Because you went and you decided you're going to watch 3 minutes of my hour-and-a-half long video, as opposed to watching all the video that actually answers every question you could possibly have on that map if you'd only spend a few minutes of time and watching it. Instead, you spend how much time struggling and trying to figure out how to do something. And then I say, did you buy the land? No, I didn't know how to do that. Well, clearly you didn't watch my video, because my video explicitly states most of the production you have to buy the land in order to use it. Oh, enough on that. So Artemis, did you see that they're announcing, or they announced a short run 5600 X3D? Or basically 5800 X3D rejects that didn't make the cut. Micro Center in the US is the only retailer allowed to... I'm not doing a 24-hour stream. Micro Center US is the only retailer allowed to sell these, because apparently they only have a 3 to 6 month estimated supply. It'll be interesting to see the benchmarks. How much better? How better is the 5600 X3D versus the normal 5600? Because the megahertzes are lower. The megahertzes are lower on the X3D, but you get the benefit of the cache. I'm very jealous of people. Yeah, I think my closest Micro Center is probably 3.5 hours away, and it's probably still 10 hours closer than yours. Your closest Micro Center, but it'll be interesting to see. You'll be interested to see how much better is it? Is it worth, right? Is it worth saving the money? I mean, all you have is $230. It's probably the best CPU that you can get for your old AM4 platform that's not going to have any other upgrades. Because at that point, your options of 5800 X3D or nothing. So the best flavor of Jello is red, and I prefer virgin red Jello, not red Jello that's had things added to it. Wife made a bunch of red Jello and added fruit to it, and I just looked at it and it's like, why? Why would you do that? Yeah, so my son had the same opinion. It's like, no. I want red Jello for the red Jello, not for other stuff. So I think it's best that I don't have a micro center near me because I'd probably go there like every other week. You and your Dookie and his cheese head. So Schultz, I was looking up your card. Was I right that they're now sub 1,000? That's a pretty hot little deal for the oomph it's got. Just from a video editing standpoint, Premiere doesn't like, I don't get the best acceleration out of Premiere with the AMD card. I get really good accelerated encoding off the my NVIDIA card. That's still a really good deal for 24 gigs of VRAM, and on the benchmarks it's there between the 4080 and the 4090, I think. And given where both the 4080 and 4090 are priced, Now you just need to cool your house so you can play on it for prolonged periods of time. So what else did we learn at FarmCon collectively that I haven't talked about yet? Career mode coming some point in time. We have the emergency pack coming some point in time. We have the horse aggravation pack. I'm aggravated, but not because of that. Well, I've driven tractors plenty of times. Trust me, it's not all it's cracked up to be. Right? If you're driving a tractor, you're working. Although I have to say, when I drove tractors, we didn't have fancy dancy things like radios. We didn't have fancy things like air conditioning. We didn't have fancy things called cabs. We had a clutch, we had a shifter, and we had a hand throttle. And then we had giant levers on the side that turned on and off PTOs. Easy. What? You looking to get rid of the cat? Just stand up. They move. Yeah, we had some tractors that had cabs on them, and I never was really in them when the air conditioner was running. But from what I hear, if it kept the cab about the same temperature as outside, then it was doing its job. But yeah, you know, if you can attend FarmCon, good on you. Yeah. Yachty, is that it? I drove a Super H. Super H had hydraulics. I drove a Super H. I drove a 486 tricycle, narrows in front. Those are the two tractors I typically were handed. We had an 806, and then we had a 986. That was the 986. That was the big tractor. Air quotes, big tractor. We had a loader. I have absolutely zero idea what brand that was, what model. We did a lot of grass work. We did a lot of hay, alfalfa, timothy, orchard grass. We didn't have animals. We did wheat, we did barley, we did soybeans, corn. So we had straw. But we did a fair bit of hay, and most of our hay customers were horse people. So all little square bales. Yep, horse people. You know, people with horses. Some of them were track horses. Right, horse people pay good money for good hay. Yeah, I mean, I would honestly, even probably to this day, I haven't had to deal with putting away hay for many years. But when we were doing it, when I was doing it, I would prefer pretty much any day of the week to be in the barn, either taking it off the elevator and relaying it back, or stacking it, as opposed to being down on the ground, pulling it off the wagon and putting it on the elevator, because of the sun. The sun beating down on you when it's 90 some degrees outside and 75-80% humidity. That was awful. I'd much rather be in a 120 degree barn where the humidity has been baked off, but it's so hot that it can't be humid. You sweat about as much, and yeah, it's dusty, and the air quality isn't the best. But you weren't in the sun getting cooked. It was like a low bake in the barn, where it felt like you were on a full-on broil out in the sun. I think you'd come down out of the barn after like 2 or 3 loads to get some water out of that, you know, hose that wasn't rated for potable water. Nowadays, people do that. You'd be like, you're gonna kill yourself drinking water from the hose. What? Anyway, hey, you come out of the barn and you're like, oh, it's so cool down here. And you look at the guy on the wagon and you're like, what are you sweating for? It's like 30 degrees cooler down here. Oh, James, why did I not go to FarmCon? 1, I can't afford a flight halfway across the world to Germany for basically a 2-day trip. 2, I don't have a passport. Those are basically the 2 main reasons. 3, you could say family and work obligations. The trip to PAX and the trip to the National Farm Machine Show, they were expensive enough. But yeah, we would probably about after every 2 wagons, we would come out of the barn, We'd turn on the hose. We would hose our arms off. That was great. That would get a nice good chill going in you. We'd hose our arms off. Get a couple good chugs of water out of the hose to drink. And then back up into the barn for another couple go rounds. But what really works to cool you off is to pour water on the inside of your elbow, the inside of your arm, and wrist, right? Because you got blood vessels right there at the skin. So if you can get those cooled off, that's gonna cool your blood down. And as a result, your body temps are gonna come down. A good rag around your neck is also a good way of doing it. "600 tweets a day." What the heck would you tweet 600 times a day? So 24 hours in a day. Like, so 600, how many? 600 seconds is 5 minutes. So how many 5-minute increments are there in a day? So there's 480. There's 480 5-minute segments. So 4 now. So you got to tweet every 5 minutes or more. I mean, I periodically post something on Twitter that I think people should know about. I should probably post everything I post on Twitter, but I don't think about it. I don't understand Facebook at all, other than the fact that it's a hateful application that is clearly written by people who have no sense of organization whatsoever. It's like you go there, you go to Facebook, and like, I guess, you know, there's stuff on your page or whatever it comes up. It's not in any order. You're looking at things that just happened. You're looking at things that happened 3 days ago. Next thing you know, looking at stuff that happened a day ago, stuff that just happened again. Where's the show me things in chronological order? Where's the mark all things red, so when I come back I only see new things? No, sorry, that's a forum. That's logical. An endless listing of things that you can never go back to, you can never find again. So you'd have to post every 2.5 minutes to almost post 600 times a day. Now, I will tell you, my wife gets great value out of it. She has a spinal support group that she's on, and she tells me about the folks on there, and the messages, and that's of good value. But that's probably rare. But it's still, it's too short-term content. It's here today, gone tomorrow. If you want to go back and look at something, good luck. Good luck ever finding it again. That's today's civilization. That's today's society, Darren. Here today, gone tomorrow. What's relevant today is not relevant tomorrow. And then 3 days from now, what was relevant 3 days ago is new again. Because a whole bunch of new people just posted about it as if they never knew anything about it before. Well, I tell you, there's Twitter also turned off some APIs or something, because we pay for an emergency notification service at work, and one of the things the emergency notification service can do is it can send out your alert to a pre-configured Twitter account as one of its methods of alerts. And like 2 weeks ago, apparently Twitter turned off the API that they were using in order to hook into and send those alerts on behalf of the account that is already been configured by the account holder. So it's like, well, the administration's like, well, when's it coming back? I don't know. Call Elon up and ask him. It's nothing I have control over. It's nothing the service we use has control over. Are you talking about the new map that came out the other week? The Scandinavian map? Yeah, I thought it looked nice. Apparently my performance issues, not really issues, but my performance degradation was because I have the LOD settings set to basically 250%. Whereas I think it was all designed around LODs of 100%. So my system was rendering twice as many trees, or tree distance, than was intended. Because of course it was designed for console, and I think it's still pending console release. But hopefully it'll come out on console soon. Artemis, thank you very much, sir. Indeed. Indeed, the Glen Lethan, was that the name of the map? That was map 750. I talked about it a little bit. I didn't go into it a lot during that video, but it felt a bit poetic that it would be a map by Cavalier Roy, because Cavalier Roy is in with a creator that I started watching when I first learned about Farm Sim, a creator called Bipolar Prophet, and he did what I would call hardcore roleplay gameplay. Like, when he was doing his videos, he was in character, he was on point, right? He didn't break character. Everything had a storyline. He had an FS15 series where he like made up. He probably had like 10 or 15 characters made up, They all had storylines. They all had things going on. They had like a backstory. And so Cavalier Roy is a friend of his, and it felt fitting that after 6 years of creating content and after 750 map videos, that the 750th video was on a map that ties back to one of the original creators I used and learned about Farm Sim on, and kind of used as a model for my own early gameplay videos. And we don't do a lot of roleplay videos anymore because really, we honestly don't have a lot of time to invest in recording those and coming up with storylines and such. What map took out Reshade? I didn't think any map had Reshade in it. Well, there are some maps with some custom lighting. I don't think it's technically Reshade. My understanding of Reshade is Reshade's something you have to have on your system. Because I looked at Reshade a little bit. I've got some AR glasses. And supposedly you can use Reshade to convert a normal display through these AR glasses to be 3D. To basically split left and right eye. And then do a little bit of a parallax on those two images to give your eye that depth sense. And I messed with it a little bit and I can never figure it out. But my understanding was Reshade was something that you had to run, and it like physically replaced shaders in the application. But there are custom lighting mods that are more just custom shaders. Yeah, so when I learned and was watching, so when I learned about Bipolar Prophet and started watching him, I didn't watch his FS15 stuff much because I didn't have FS15. So his stick with this 17 roleplay was a pretty popular stick. And he was on, and FS17's map was Hillcrest Valley. So he was on Hillcrest Valley. His dad was, bad health. He came back from college to help run the farm. As such, he wasn't the brightest at using the farm machinery, so he kind of fumbled around some things. But in reality, as a gamer of Farm Sim, Bipolar Prophet knew what the hell he was doing, right? But as a story role, he would make mistakes. Oh, I didn't do it this way. I should have done that. I didn't know that, or other things. It was a fun experience to watch and learn. I was learning the game at the same time. And I enjoyed it. But sadly, he doesn't make much content anymore, I don't think. As is the way of so many creators. They're here today, gone tomorrow. There'll always be new creators. Especially in this day and age, it's just so much easier to do that than it was 10 years ago. And it's a little surprising sometimes. When I was getting into it 6 years ago, there was a lot of folks were not willing to share any air quote trade secrets. Right? You might ask somebody like, "Hey, I really think you have really good video quality on your videos. What do you use to record your videos? What are your settings?" Most people would not give you the time of day. You know, someone would be streaming, like, what are you streaming at? What's your bit rates? You know, because I'm curious. They would just ignore you. I don't know if it's that way so much now with some people. There were some folks that I got in with that were very supportive, very helpful. In fact, my logo was created by a former creator that is sadly no longer with us. You may have heard of this individual. You may have heard of other creators talking about this individual, Eustace Farmer. After he kind of lost his interest in farm sim, he changed his name to Atomic Gaming, maybe. Another great creator that, as far as I know, isn't creating content anymore. That was pivotal to my early growth, if you will. Was a Grizzly Bear Sims. So Grizzly Bear Sims, you may or may not know, was the guy behind Simply Safe Mods as well. He's still kicking. He's just, I think, kind of pulled back from creating content and just is enjoying life as a gamer, as best as I know. So yeah, the logo, I gave him three things. I said I like red, I like case, IH, International Harvester, and I like diamond plate. So if it can make it diamond plate and have a international tractor, and we got a Steiger, and I like red. That's what we got. I've thought about changing it every so often, and no, that's where it is. At this point, it's if I change it, it's gonna lose its yeah, it's got some significance now. 2 of the 3 of those are bad. Which 2? Red and case. Diamond plate is always good. Diamond plate is always good. I've got a personal mission at work to somehow incorporate diamond plate into any and all renovations. And oddly enough, they never take my advice. Never. Ah, the right cut. Yeah, I mean, the wrong cut will cut you pretty good. Renovations for buildings. Building renovations, room renovations. I've mentioned before I work at a higher ed institution, and we're just starting up an esports program. So I wanted to put diamond plate on our esports in our esports rooms. We built out an arena, basically a competition space, and then we have a practice space. And I wanted on the competition space, I wanted on the back wall, I wanted it to be diamond plate. And then on the diamond plate, I wanted to have like a vinyl of the esports logo. No, got rejected. We're renovating our building, our academic space. I want to put diamond plate down on the lobby for flooring. No, you got rejected. I don't know why. Diamond plate, it's got high grip, right? It'd be perfect for an entryway. No, that's really annoying. Jonathan, welcome. Indeed, indeed. Was pretty shocking. I mean, a diamond plate on any wall. It's never gonna. It's just. People just need to try it. It just doesn't get enough love. What about bale stacking? Oh, James, I would channel my inner Yoda. Try is not the best you can do. The best you can do is to do. Trying is your second best. To actually do is the best. So do your best. Don't just try to do your best. Actually do your best. I tell people at work that I expect perfection, and when we don't achieve perfection, we're still better than pretty much everyone else. So there you go. I also tell people that I do not fail. Ever. So no project that I'm associated with can ever fail. Which then usually gets them rather stressed out. I say because we're a team here. So if you're on a project and you work for me, right? If you fail, then I fail. And I already told you I don't fail. So therefore you can't fail. And it's not stress. It means that we all have each other's back. So if you're struggling, then we're going to come together and make sure you're not struggling, because we don't fail. I know, James. I'm just picking on ya. We're running a little late tonight. I'm going to bail the rest of this, and then we're going to hang up. And I will spend time tomorrow wrapping and hauling this fine product, so we can make $38,000, and I'll redeem my $14,000. So that'll be $52,000 worth of revenue. And then we'll plant our crops April 2nd. And then move into May. It is 10:19 p.m. I usually like to stream for just 2 hours. So I usually start streaming just before 8. And I like to hang her up around 10. I give you all your days back to go do your things. I'll have a little bit of evening time yet to do some other things. So before we go, though, let's do one more rundown of what we learned today at FarmCon. It'll be a repeat for lots of you. Some of you may have dropped in since we last talked about FarmCon stuff. And I'm a heavy believer that if you repeat it multiple times, you'll remember it. So, we got a new mod in the Dutes 6185 TTV tractor. They got that tractor. It's over there. We showed out its features earlier. It is between 156 horsepower and 186, 158, 150 to 180, so somewhere like that. Lots of tire options. All the tire options have standard with the weights wide weights, rear twins in the front and rear, as well as narrow. The only exception to that is the Nokian tires do not have a narrow option or wide. They just have their normal setups. We now know what the Pack 3 is of the Year 2 Season Pass. It is a horse aggravation pack. It is not the same horse pack that was in Farm Sim 17 or 19. It is a different horse pack by the same name with different machinery. It is going to be a paid DLC, and it is going to include a map. That map is the 6th mystery map that was announced when the premium edition was announced the other day, or the other week, and we could not put tabs on it. So we now have, for the premium edition owners, they're going to get 3 base game maps in Erlengrot, Holt Bellaroon, and Elm Creek. They're going to get the Year 1 Platinum expansion, Silver Run Forest. They're going to get the Year 2 Premium expansion. I don't remember the name. But that's going to be in Pack 5. And now they're going to get Map 6 is the Porsche map that's coming in the Pack 3. What is going to be included we're going to get 14 pieces of machinery. There's a new weeder in the video. I'm going to play the video one more time before we wrap it up. That shows the weeder. It's a hoe, so it's for medium weeds. It shifts. It has the ability to shift left and right to be between the crops. There's also multiple seeders, multiple planters, multiple shallow cultivators to do stubble tillage that are also in that pack. Something I don't think we really need, but apparently we're getting in-game, is a free emergency pack. Players that use the emergency pack will be able to put out straw fires, garbage can fires, traffic accidents, they'll have to just report to the scene, and they'll rescue cats in a manned fire truck. Yeah. Didn't see that coming ever. But it's coming. So use it if you like it. If you don't like it, then you'll be like me and won't really use it. But at any rate, that's coming sometime. We got to see equipment from the premium expansion. So we got to see more from the potato harvesting, carrot harvesting. There's going to be, apparently, yeah, kitty cats. Apparently there's going to be the ability to put carrots into box crate pallets. So right now we could take this belts. Where are you at, belts? I swear. I think the same people that organized Facebook organized this. Where are belts? So this thing right now, you can put potatoes in it. You can make potato crates, right? You can make potato crates with this thing. There will be a new piece of machinery that will allow you to make carrot crates. We don't know if we can put parsnips and red beets in those crates or not. But they showed that off a little bit. There's a hiller, right? We know that you need to hill your field in order to plant carrots, possibly even parsnips and red beets. So they showed off a hiller that looks like it does 7 or 8 rows at a time. They showed off the use of that small carrot planter that was in the premium expansions trailer that will plant carrots directly on the hills. They showed off a new cultivator that I think is part of the FARMERKLEIN brand. And then they showed off driving around the premium expansion map. Now, all of those sessions were in German. There was no English translation on any of the videos, so I'm not really sure what they were saying during the machine and map tour. The map looked like it had all custom buildings. So just like we have a full set of buildings in Erlengrot that differ from the full set of buildings in Holt Ballaroon, that differ from the buildings in Elm Creek, we have another whole set of different buildings in the premium expansion. Silver Run Forest had different buildings too. The downside is we won't be able to use those buildings outside of those maps until the next farm sim comes out, whenever that is. How many maps will be included in the next farm sim? Jeez, I have no idea. but hopefully we'll be able to get access to those resources so mappers and modders can incorporate them. We have new buildings for productions. We definitely saw what looked like a new bakery. I wish I could understand German because we saw several other productions. I just don't know what they were doing. We do know that we get 3 new productions at least in the game, and the ability to make French fries, to make soup, and to can vegetables. We have canned carrots, parsnips, and beets, I suspect. There was custom road signage I saw. I saw custom train crossing signages and such. So hopefully we'll learn more about the map in the coming weeks, as well as more about the machinery. But coming up next, we're going to be able to pre-order the horse pack on Monday. And we have 1, 2, 3 fact sheet Fridays between now and the release of that pack on July 25th. Whew. Tomorrow morning, there's going to be a session on a third-party mod. Many of us are thinking this third-party mod will be the announcement of the Straw Harvest Pack for Farm Sim 22. Is that going to be a paid thing or not? No idea. We'll find out. Maybe tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow. We'll be able to find some information on that. There's a presentation also related to the Farm Sim production pipeline. I think it has to do with bringing things into game. I don't think it has to do with actually production in game. But we'll have to see what that has to do. There's also a session on script modding, for those that are interested in that. And then there's going to be the FSL finals. Also, and then that's it. That is all FarmCon at that point in time. Hope you guys have enjoyed the show. We talked about all types of things. It was a little salty earlier, but frustrating from a standpoint of an ambassador who somewhat takes their responsibility a little seriously, and wanting to give you all as much information as I can about the event for those of you like myself that can't travel to the event, and finding myself basically with no real information to share other than what I can dig up from things released at the event by individuals, not the event organizers, which is frustrating. I'm going to try to fill out this one last bale, and like I said, we're going to have to wrap all of these bales and deliver them to collect on our money. Tomorrow afternoon, we're going to be doing a members-only live stream. That members-only live stream will be on ACC, Assetto Corsa Competizione. For those that don't know, we are doing a GT3 racing series. Again, that'll be a members-only live stream. And then tomorrow night, we're going to be doing our American Truck Simulator Sunday night convoy night, as we ramp up for the eventual release of Oklahoma DLC. I think that DLC is going to be released probably in the coming weeks. Hopefully a week before the horse pack, because I really would prefer that the horse pack not release the same day as Oklahoma. There's the new tractor we got. This is in the flat green warrior color scheme. Night all.